Right, so what I want to look at today is course management and perception of golf holes. So what we're going to look at is hole at Rochford 100, and then we're going to take it over to Augusta and see how some of the players are choosing to play a hole in a different tactic. So this is a visual of the 12th tee at Rochford. Now, the reason I've picked the 12th is because, arguably it's the hardest hole on the golf course. I see all the scores from the Staplefords and medals, and I know this is a real card wrecker for you. So, off the tee here, because we've got some trees and greenery around, it looks fairly intimidating. But actually, if we really delve into it, we'll be able to get an understanding that actually there's more room up there than you think, and if you change your perception of what is up there, it should change your mindset when you walk to this hole and understand that might not be the absolute disaster that it might be for some of you. So let's go up to a bit higher. So what I'm on here is I'm actually on Google Earth Pro. So let's move this around a little bit. And so I'm just going to change the angles to make it a bit easier to see. So now what we're going to do is take some measurements. So from the back of the white tee to the middle of the green, we know it's about 410 yards, so 408 yards there. So what we're going to do is let's take it back to some of the pinch points of the hole. So first of all, this the tree on the corner where the stream is, it's 222 yards to that area, and then if we go out there to the fairway, we've got sort of about the 240 mark there. Now obviously you've got to carry the ball, so you've got to launch the ball over trees, so that 220 yards becomes more like 235, and to get to the fairway at 240 is more like 250 yards. Because we've got to carry the tree. So if we look at the tree on the left hand side, so the furthest right tree on the left hand side, 272 to that area there. But you see there it's a fairly straight line to that point. Now if you're a longer hitter, maybe what we'll be trying to do is fade the ball off that tree into the middle of the fairway. But let's have a look at someone that might hit it more like the 230 yard mark off the tee. So our aim point from the tee doesn't have to take any of the trees into account. So if we aim at that left side of the fairway there, we've got a clear path there. And then actually if we now have a look and see what the width of the fairway is at that point. So from the right side of the fairway to that left side of the fairway, it's 34 yards wide. So we've got a lot of room over there. So aiming up that left hand side, and whatever shape you hit, you could draw it off the trees to that point or fade it to that area there. We've got a good amount of room there. If we take the width up for the longer hitters up to that 270 yard tree, from the edge of the fairway to that tree we've got 40 yards there. So even though it looks more intimidating off the tee, it actually isn't too bad. Now from this area here, which let's say it's about 220 off the tee to the green, we've got 180 yards to the middle of the green from there. So if you're unsure about it and you hit the ball a good distance, you can hit a club that goes 220 off the tee up the left hand side, not challenging any of that out of bounds that seems to get in people's heads, and have a 180 yard shot into the green. If you hit it to that point there and you're not confident, you could lay up short of the bunkers to the middle of the fairway, 118 yards to that point, and that's going to leave you around an 80 yard pitch shot to the middle of the green. So don't make the 12th hole as complicated as some of you feel it is. I know I've spoken to a lot of members before, and all they do is they say, well, I was doing all right, but I could sense I was getting to the 12th, and lo and behold, all you're doing is thinking about the 12th hole and hitting it out of bounds, and you plough one out of bounds, and then you're really under pressure from there on for not only for the rest of the hole, but it ruins the rest of your round. So if you think tactically, actually we've got a lot of room up there. Don't be afraid of the shot. try and commit to what your plan is, and even if you miss it in those left hand trees, you can still pitch out and still make a 5. Right, let's go to Augusta, and what we're going to do is we're going to look at the third hole, which is a 350-yard par 4, and this was the one that last night Bryson DeChambeau lost his ball in. So let's move this around a bit. This Google Earth Pro is a really good application if you've never played a golf course before and you want to get an idea of what you're getting yourself in for. Being able to measure some of the distances or have a look at the course is a really good way of getting your head around the course. So from the back of the tee to the middle of the green, 356 yards. Now Bryson was trying to drive the green or get it out there as close as possible last night, and he hit it in this area on the left hand side here, about 340 off the tee. Now unfortunately it plugged and he lost his ball, but the reason he's doing that is because he has got, oh, let's start that again. He has got a lot of room up there to hit the ball. So let's measure from that point there to the right edge of the fairway. He's got 60 yards there, so he was very unlucky in what happened to him. But if we then go back and look at a different tactic, now the reason he's driving it up there is because he was fairly confident in the flag on the right hand side that he could hit a pitch up close and make a birdie that way. Now if we look at Tiger, he doesn't want it to have anything to do with that. One, he doesn't hit the ball as far as Bryson DeChambeau, but he'll hit it 230 yards off the tee and he'll leave himself a gap wedge or wedge of 125 into that green. And the reason he's doing that is because he really trusts his iron and wedge game. Now it'll be interesting to see what happens when on the final day, when they put the flag normally in this left hand side here, which is a really tiny piece of green. And the people that are laying it up 230 off the tee are going to generally leave themselves that 125, 130 yard shot into that flag. Now, if you drive the ball up to the green at that point and you leave yourself down in this sort of area here where the blue dot is, you've got a very difficult pitch. And even if you hit it up this right hand side here, which the likes of Bryson DeChambeau will be able to do if he plays the weekend, he can carry that 230 easily, we've seen, but the slope on that green, he'll have a very difficult pitch. So it's interesting to watch this hole over the rest of the week and see what players do. Will they lay up to that 230? Will they try and hit it up there? It's really flag dependent, but thinking in this way and using this Google Earth Pro is a really good way of getting your head around the golf course that you not only play at Rochford, but when you go to other places as well, and getting comfortable with the golf course before you even see it. And it's something that I've started doing a lot and creating my own sort of yardage books with it, and it's really helped me mentally prepare for what I've got ahead of me, because I've mapped out the course already and I've mapped it out in my mind and in my book, and I can stand up there and know that I can hit it in that area with confidence. Hope this has helped. It's something that's very important strategy, and it's something that I'm really getting into a lot more now. So it'd be interesting to talk to some people about it at some point. Yeah, hope you enjoyed the video and enjoy the golf.